Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you what you should get and what to think about before getting a parakeet or any type of bird. So, people think that parakeets are easy pets to take care of, that they don't require a lot of work, and that you can just give them food and water and they'll be happy. Well, boy, were they wrong. Yeah, parakeets are actually pretty messy birds. Because when they eat, they just tend to throw the shells off the little food mix thingies onto the ground. So I pretty much vacuum around her area, which is this main area, pretty much every day because it gets pretty messy if you don't. And I also change her water and feed her daily. So yeah, the food mix I use is the Vitacraft brand, and I give her one of these per day, and it just looks like this. So yeah, that's just what the food looks like, and I just have it in a bag. And it just looks like this, and this is, I believe, 1 teaspoon or 1 tablespoon. So I give her 1 tablespoon per day, which is more than enough bird food for them, because a lot of people seem to fill up their bowl, and that is not good. So I am also trying to change her onto a pelleted bird food diet, because that is actually way healthier than the commercial seed brand that I'm feeding her right now. So I'm slowly trying to change her food onto the pelleted diet because that's way healthier. So yeah, there you can see him. So yeah, parakeets actually need a pretty big cage. A small bird doesn't mean small cage. Same thing with hamsters. Small hamster doesn't mean small cage. In the wild, they have open land, they can fly anywhere, and so you're going to want to try to give them as much room as possible. So, are you thinking about getting a parakeet? Well, you should play in all the factors that come with it. So, are you going to be playing with the bird all the time, or are you going to be going to work and then coming home and just feeding it and just using it as more of a show, for show, not really a pet bird, if that makes sense. So I only have 1 parakeet because I play with Barry constantly. So he also still has a lot of interaction toys in his cage. He has his swing. He has a little he has his purse. He has his collarbone, all that stuff. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah. So birds need a lot of interaction and development and just a lot of toys and stuff, because they can get bored pretty easily, and they are quite smart animals. So yeah. So that plays in. If you're gonna get a bird that you want to train it and hand feed it and just be with it a lot, then you might consider getting 1 bird, because that's what I do with Barry, because I play with him, I talk to him, I sing with him. Yeah, so I give him a lot of human interaction per day. So I talk to him in the morning when I come home from school, I hang out with him and the rest of my pets, so he gets a lot of human interaction. If you're gonna be you're at maybe for say go to college and you're not gonna be home most of the time, then you might consider getting 2 parakeets or 2 birds that are not parakeets, because they like a lot of interaction. They are quite vocal at times, and they love talking. So yeah. So then, if you're gonna be out most of the time, then either just don't get a bird, or you should get 2 birds. 2 birds. Yeah. So another thing is their diet. So birds don't need meat or anything. They're just plain grain, seeds, and the occasional lettuce and leafy vegetables. So this is just his cake. So then I have a cullet bone. So he loves that cullet bone. So I highly recommend that for any type of bird. You can also feed this to your hamsters too. Just break off a piece. But I actually broke mine accident, but this is just what the cullet bone looks like. It's a fish bone and it's like pretty dry, and it's just like good to maintain their beak and stuff. And I also have a little ecotician too, which is the little brown thing right there. And then in the corner over there, that is lettuce. Now lettuce is like his favorite treat ever, and he loves it. So, and it's healthy too, so that's another plus. And then right there is millet. Millet is a pretty big part of the parakeet's diet because it's in their food, and it's also a good treat, and they just love that. She goes bananas for it. So then he has this little like house thing that he doesn't use, but he likes to step on it to get to this. So then he has a little bridge, and then you can open his cage, and there he is. There. He has his food and his dish right there. I'm gonna close it up so he gets scared. Then it has his fur perch. So that's probably like the most important part of his cage is his perch. And that he spends most of his time either there or on his little swing right there. But that's also very important. So those are just a few of the things you want to get when you get a parakeet. So there's just a couple essential things that you're going to want to get when you get your parakeet. So first I would recommend either like the day before you get your parakeet, go to the pet store, and then you get all the stuff. So you get the food, which I would recommend pelleted food, not like seed mix like this. This is seed mix, but I'm trying to change him onto the pelleted mix. So get this pelleted mix and some seed mix. Ask what they feed them at where you buy them. So I got him from the pet shelter. So then they actually told me that the pelleted mix would actually be healthier. So I've been trying to change his diet onto the pelleted mix instead of the seed mix. So yeah. So then ask them what they feed them. So get that food too, and also the pelleted mix, and then just feed them that. And then it's also, are you going to use newspaper as bedding, or are you going to buy some commercial brand bedding? So I personally just use a mix of the newspaper and some of the commercial brand bedding, because I just find that it lasts longer, because I usually change his cage every other day instead of every day, other from like using the newspaper, which I have to change it like every day, because birds go to the bathroom quite a bit and it gets gross. So yeah. Another thing is you're gonna need a lot of toys and like stuff for them to play with. So birds love toys. So I find that like my parakeet really likes the ones with little bells on them. So the little swing that she's sitting on right now, it has bells, as you can see right there. And then all her toys actually have bells on it. There's that little swing over there, and then kind of that toy right there in the corner that has the bell on it. So that she has just those three little toys in there, and then also her little thing. But she also comes out for quite a bit of human interaction out of her cage every day. And then she has her mirror up there, which she loves to like talk to herself. When I'm not here, then she's usually up there kissing the mirror, pecking at it, and there's a little buddy there when I'm not there. So a lot of the guy at where I got her actually said that you should probably not put a mirror in their cage, but because I used to not have the mirror in the cage, because there's also a mirror on there and this little pink thing in the mirror, but used to not have it in there, and I found that she got pretty lonely, and it looked just really sad. So then when I put the mirror in her, she brightens right up, because she didn't really know me that well. So then now with the mirror in there, when I'm not there, then she has that little buddy, since she doesn't have me sometimes when I'm like out or at school or whatever. So I find that she really likes that. So I actually recommend at least getting at least one little mirror for your bird. And yeah, so and then they also need a lot of leafy vegetables, especially I really like to feed her some lettuce. So it doesn't really matter what type of lettuce it is, as long as like not too watery, but just enough wateriness to it. So she really likes to eat the lettuce, and that's like her favorite treat aside from the millet. And then there's also store-bought treats. The only store-bought treat I have for her is when I bought her at the when I adopted her at the pet shelter. There was also a pet store near it, so I got her some peanut treats, the candy covered peanut treats, which she likes, but since it is candy covered and candy isn't healthy for humans, so it's not healthy for like pets. So I only feed that to her on occasion. Maybe I give her like one treat a month, but she's a really healthy bird because she eats her lettuce all the time, eats her diet, good food and stuff. So yeah. So okay, and then her cage. So her cage is actually a rat cage. So this is the exact same cage that I have for my hamster, because I got it at a store and I really liked it because it had these two little levels on it, and I thought it was really cool because she really likes standing up there, so then she doesn't have to be like sitting on a perch or anything. So I thought it was really cool because you see my hamster cage, it's like a ladder goes down here and then it goes down there to the bottom, but then with this it's just like this, so then she can sit up there or sit down here. She doesn't really sit down here, but she likes to sit up there with all her food and everything. So I find that really awesome. She likes that. And yeah, so this is just a pretty big cage just for one parakeet. She can go into it and add more accessories and stuff. So right now she just has these accessories because I have a bunch more for her, but it gets kind of crowded when I put them all in. So yeah, thanks for watching. So please comment, rate, and subscribe.